Hello, this is John from Penny Stock Analysis, wishing you a happy exact middle of the year, given that today is June 1st, and this is another presentation brought to you by PennyStockAnalysis.com. Today we are going to be focusing on a company called Fortune Oil and Gas Incorporated. It's a company we have done previous analysis upon, of which you can check out all of those past videos at PennyStockAnalysis.com. And Fortune Oil and Gas trades under the symbol FOGC on the pink sheets, and their website is FortuneOilAndGasCorp.com, where of course you can learn more about their operations, both in the metals mining and oil extraction business. If you are familiar with the company, you will have noticed a very nice run-up in the price over the last 3 months and over the better half of the current year, 2011. And this is due in part to a couple of great business developments and some huge finds. The first is that FOGC will be reopening 3 dozen oil wells this year, which at the current price of around about $100 a barrel for oil should produce around $7 million of annual revenue. They have already started reopening 3 wells, which means we should already see some revenue come into the company coffers quickly. And just in case you are not familiar, they have just released a report that they have found $110 million worth of reserves on a property that they own. So that is a great long-term prospect for the company, and we expect great things. And just recently, Alta Mining, which is the minerals mining part of the business, is due to release a report on some silver mining results, which we expect to be very favorable given the area they are in Castle, BC. We're moving on to the nitty-gritty of the presentation, which is our chart analysis. And if you have been keeping up with the Investing 101 videos that PennyStockAnalysis.com provides, then you'll be familiar with many of the analysis tools that we will use in the presentation today. So the first I just want to briefly touch upon is the volume chart. So the top is the price chart, and you'll see that there has been a great increase in the price over the last 3 months and even over the course of the year, and we currently sit at about 5 cents for FOGC, and there's a yellow arrow obviously in an upward direction pointing to the price increase. And looking below, that corresponds exactly to the time at which the daily average volume for FOGC has been holding up very nicely and is at a prolonged increased level. So when there's more people following the stock, there's obviously more opportunities to buy and sell and make money and help the stock go up in price. Along the same lines as our volume chart, we move on to a slightly different metric, and that's on balance volume. Without getting into too much detail, what I'd like to bring your attention to is that on the price chart we have the exact same arrow pointing upwards in price, and on the on balance volume chart it corresponds exactly when we start to see a prolonged increase in the on balance volume, which is also highlighted by a yellow arrow in an upwards direction. The main point to draw from this chart is that the bulls are in control. There's a lot of great news around the company, there's lots of people buying, and this shows that more money is flowing into the company. More people are buying shares than selling shares, which of course corresponds to the increase in price of FOGC based on their very great news. The third chart today, we are looking at a pretty standard MACD chart, which is moving average, convergence, divergence. And what I would like to impress upon you here, looking at the MACD chart located on the lower half of the screen, is that there has been a lot of rigor with which the stock has gone up. In other words, where the blue line crosses far above the red line. And even though it's kind of whipsawed a little bit lately, the point and fact of the matter is that there's a green line on the MACD chart, and that is the zero line. And whenever the price or the two lines are above the zero line, it usually corresponds to increases overall in the long-term price of the stock. So we can see over the last 3 months, the price of FOGC has gone up tremendously. By the same token, the MACD has been above the zero line and continues to remain above the zero line. And with a lot of the great news and the recent silver report coming out, we expect this not to change. We expect the MACD to remain above the zero line, for the MACD to cross above the signal line, and for continued increased price strength for FOGC. On to our last analysis chart of the day. One thing you may notice from watching penny stock analysis videos is that whenever there's a straight line, it's usually a sign of support. And that's what these two charts are all about, support. FOGC in the last month, looking at the price chart, there is a yellow line. That price has bounced off 4 cents 3 times, and that's considered a very strong support level. And even today, you can see that the price has bounced upwards off the 4 cent support level, and we expect it to continue its rise. Correspondingly, and similarly, looking at the relative strength index on the bottom, even if we stretch back all the way to essentially the beginning of 2011, we see that FOGC experiences strength right around the 40 range of the relative strength index, and that always seems to be a good time to buy, and it has maintained a very healthy range recently between 40 and about 65, and that's obviously the time when we've seen a more consistent and steady growth in the price of FOGC. As we bring this presentation to a close and our analysis of Fortune Oil and Gas Corp, which is FOGC on the pink sheets, it's important to draw everything together to get a more complete picture. One, the company is now, you can consider it a junior diversified resource company. They're in silver, they're in gold, and they have a huge oil find. Second, the stock has some strong fundamentals, it has some strong support levels, and has over the last 3 months experienced a strong rise in the price, which is deserved given the great news and business prospects of the company. And with that, and looking forward, we expect and continue to expect great news and a strong share price from FOGC, and it wouldn't surprise us if we see even higher volume. So from Penny Stock Analysis and PennyStockAnalysis.com, visit our website. Until next time, invest wisely.